son! What a hit!
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of View from the Cop with me, Calden. Yes, once again I'm alone, but hopefully Resh will be back for the pre-match analysis against the Saints. Alright, so as you can tell from the title, this is a pre-match analysis of Liverpool versus PSG in the first round of the Champions League tomorrow night. It's Monday night right now as I'm recording this, and I am so excited right now, guys. Before I even get into the pre-match analysis, I want to ask you guys how you're feeling about tomorrow's game. What are your thoughts? What are your emotions right now? Because I can tell you, I am dying inside. I am so nervous but so excited about the chance that of the game that we get to play Liverpool against PSG. We know they're a fantastic side, and we know Anfield is special on European nights. So please tell me what you guys are thinking about tomorrow's game and what are your expectations for it as well. All right. Let's go into team news after a fantastic result at the weekend against Spurs 2-1 victory at Wembley. In that game, we did see that Firmino received an injury, a scratch to his eye from Jan Vertonghen, scratching my eye for some reason as well. But he went to a doctor and apparently he's going to be totally fine. He may or may not start on tomorrow night in the Champions League game. Hopefully, though, he's fit enough to start because, let's face it, we really need Firmino out there tomorrow night. Lallana, he's in training again, so on the bench, poor Adam Lallana, we really feel for him. He's such a talented player, such a good, creative, attacking midfield player, good with passing, good with creating space, good with getting goals. Unfortunately, just can't seem to stay fit at the moment, and he could really be an impactful player for Liverpool over a course of a campaign if he can just stay fit. So hopefully he's fit enough to make the bench at least, or otherwise maybe we can see him against the Saints at the weekend. That would be fantastic. Alright, Solanke and Origi both picked up knocks in the under-23 games, and I think they're out. There's no chance of them even being on the bench. Last I checked, that might change by tomorrow, but last I checked, they are both out. Alright, so that's Liverpool's team news. From a PSG perspective, I think they have a few injuries as well. Verratti, which is a big miss for them in midfield, he's out injured. So is Kazawa, who is the left back. And Buffon, of course, the goalkeeper, he's out as well. So three big players there for PSG, all going to be missing for tomorrow's fixture as well. So maybe Liverpool can capitalize on the midfield and slightly weaker defense for PSG. We're going to have to wait and see. Other PSG news, interestingly, I believe Mbappe was suspended at the weekend, so he could not play for PSG at the weekend. And Neymar was also rested. So they won, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they scored about 6 goals. They won without Neymar and Mbappe touching the ball, coming onto the field this weekend. And they still managed to score a packet load of goals. Now they play in the French league, and you can argue all of those points, but that doesn't dispute the fact that they have a fantastic attacking team, evidenced by the fact that they don't need 2 of their key players to still win by such a fantastic margin. Alright, something else about PSG that I wanted to mention, and Liverpool. Both teams have won all their domestic fixtures thus far into the campaign. Now we might be comparing apples with oranges in terms of quality of opposition in the Premier League versus quality of opposition in the French league, as well as the quality of PSG side in almost every single position, especially in that attack. But nonetheless, both sides doing fantastic domestically, and this serves, I think, as PSG's first real test of the campaign. Not really been tested in France at the moment, and hopefully Liverpool can give them the kind of shock we want to see. We want Liverpool to go out there and show them that, listen, this is not the French league, this is the Champions League, and this is Liverpool, and this is the type of competition you can expect when you're playing against the big guys. So like I said, both teams currently in fantastic standings in their domestic competitions. Alright, that pretty much covers the team news for both teams. A couple of key pointers here. PSG also scored 3 or more goals in every game this campaign so far. So they are absolutely on a route. Again, we can talk about French league, etc, etc. Bottom line, the team is playing really well in attack. Another piece of random information is tomorrow's referee is the same ref that was in charge when Liverpool beat Dortmund in the Europa League quarterfinal 4-3 at Anfield. That fantastic game where Lovren got the header that took us through. Yeah, same referee. I'm not sure if that information is useful to you, but that's just something random and interesting about the game. All right, in terms of how PSG may set up, hard to tell, especially with Verratti and Kazawa both injured. Possibly with 4 attacking players, might be a bit of a risk, but they could go for Neymar, Mbappe, Di Maria and Cavani in their lineup. Seems a little crazy if you ask me. Thomas Tuchel, I think, coming to Anfield on a European night, knowing what we're capable of. We blew teams away at Anfield last season. Maybe we haven't hit those gears yet in terms of our attacking play, but there's always that opportunity that it all clicks on a European night. So I'm not sure he'll go 4 attackers. I expect at least 3 of those players to start though. But interesting to see how he goes there. In midfield, probably Marquinhos and Rabiot. Possibly he'll add a 3rd player to that mix. Again, I'm not too sure who that player might be. But I don't think it's going to be a front 4, or if it is, there's going to be quite a bit of defensive responsibility on a Di Maria or a Mbappe, and I don't quite see it, to be honest. I don't think Neymar knows how to defend, so I don't expect to see him backtracking too much as well. I don't know how the defense will line up either, so honestly, I don't know how PSG will line up. Let me just flat out say it like that. I don't expect them to come to Anfield guns blazing, looking for 3, 4, 5 goals. I really don't. Alright, let's talk Liverpool in terms of our lineup and how we might set up. Again, not much news for you guys here, unfortunately, because I don't expect, or we here at VFT Cop don't expect Klopp to make too many changes to his lineup. We foresee one change unless there's something forced by injury or fitness, and that is Jordan Henderson for Naby Keita. That seems to be Klopp's conundrum at the moment, who to play in that position. I think captain on a European night against a big club, I think he has to start. I think Wijnaldum and Milner have been way too good this campaign so far for them to be dropped for a fixture like this. So Keita sort of exposed himself in the last game in not playing as well as he could have, and that may have opened the door now for Jordan Henderson to step into that role and of course command the team and control the team as captain should do throughout the course of a game. So that's the only change we anticipate. So Alisson, Arnold, Gomez, Van Dijk and Robertson in defense, Milner, Henderson and Wijnaldum in midfield, Salah, Firmino and Mane up front. Hopefully Firmino is fully fit. I think we can expect Liverpool, like we saw against Man City last season, like we saw against Roma last season. I'm trying to think of a couple of the group games. I mean, I think there was one team that wasn't Maribor, was it? Didn't expect much from them, but Liverpool pretty much blew everyone away at Anfield, especially in the knockout stages. I think we can expect a similar approach to the game. Come out the blocks absolutely flying and try to get PSG rattling in their boots, because they're not going to know how to handle a Liverpool team that presses high up the pitch and wants to be in your face all the time. So we're expecting Liverpool, or I'm expecting Liverpool, and I want Liverpool to get out there, get up close and personal to the PSG players, dominate the midfield, especially if PSG is going with the midfield too, and absolutely take the game right to PSG. Hopefully that does happen. In terms of Mane and Salah, we know they haven't really got the link-ups going just yet. Maybe a little better decision making, a little less selfishness here or there as well. May just see them click into gear in this game. At least we can hope for that as well. Interesting battle in midfield, if we talk about that very quickly, briefly. If PSG go with the 2, I think they will struggle unless they are exceptional on the ball. Because if Liverpool obviously have 3 players in that position, PSG will struggle there. The one place we might be a little exposed, of course, we know what quality PSG have up front. We know what Neymar is capable of. We know what Mbappe is capable of. We know what Di Maria is capable of. And of course, we know what Cavani can do, even with a quarter of a chance. So we may need to be defensively much more responsible and much more wary out of possession. There's going to have to be a man covering every runner, because these guys can pretty much run past the first man with a simple knock on. That's the pace and skill they possess. on the wide areas. So we have to be careful how we deal with someone like Neymar running into the field. Similarly, Mbappe running inside. These guys cut inside all the time with extreme pace and power, and that may be a telling point for Liverpool. How we defend against PSG's attack, I don't think we'll have a problem attacking them, but I also think they won't have too much of a problem attacking us as well. So that's going to be an interesting dynamic for the game as well. I'm just checking to see if there's any specific points that we wanted to mention. I don't think so. I think it's going to be a game of attack v attack. PSG's strongest point is their attack, similar to Liverpool. We seem to have found some balance as well now. So interesting to see how it goes all in all. All right, that pretty much sums up the video. That's just our predictions and the team news. Sorry, that's our team news and the pointers. Predictions. I am going to go with a confident 3 or 4-1 to Liverpool. And I say 1 because we tend to concede. These are good players in the PSG side. I feel like they will get a goal, but I feel like Liverpool will blow them away inside the first 45 minutes with 2 goals, hopefully, and capitalize on one more opportunity in the second half. So I'm going 3 or 4-1 Liverpool. Let me know what you guys think. Is that ridiculous? Do you feel we can achieve that? Do you feel we'll get that result? What are your thoughts on what I've presented here today about the team news and who might start, and what is your prediction as well? If you enjoyed this video, of course, give us a thumbs up. It helps us out. Leave a comment, give us your opinions on the video and the game as well. And don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy the content and want to see more. You can catch our post-match analysis to Southampton's game as well. Not Southampton, Spurs. To the Spurs game as well, which we uploaded earlier. And pretty much that's been a view from the Cop.